bunch of Chiefs fans over here.
Thank you guys so much for hanging out. We have such a busy show. We're going to say hi first. Jenna Wolf, Nick Wright. We're here hanging out with Doug Gottlieb.
What up, Doug?
And Brian Westbrook. I'm not going to do the dapping thing that Nick is so good at. I'm just going to say hi and touch your shoulder in an awkward way. How about this lineup coming up this morning? Emmitt Smith, Derrick Henry, Jerome Bettis, Tua Tagovailoa is here, Von Miller, Tony Gonzalez. We have so much to get to. My only regret so far is that you and I have not spent enough time together. It is because every morning you walk in, you give me a list of the parties that you went to. I think about my life that I went to bed at 7 p.m.
Yeah, Jenna goes to bed at 7 p.m.
We have to spend more time together down
We
here.
got these 3 hours.
Is Geritol in that cup?
Yeah, exactly.
7 p.m.?
Exactly.
I want to be
But you're well rested to do this right now.
Let's do it. We are only 3 days away right now from the biggest game of the season thus far, and not just for the players. Kyle Shanahan lost, remember, as the OC in Super Bowl 51. Andy Reid, remember, lost as head coach in Super Bowl 39. But for Reid, it might be even more of a sting as he has the most wins in NFL history without a ring. And that could all change come Sunday, though. So, Nick, what do you think's on the line for Andy Reid this weekend?
Well, this is his legacy, right? And the legacy can go one of two ways. He can... You look at coaches that are anywhere close to where he is in the all-time win total. I mean, you mentioned it. He's sixth. Only Shula, Hallis, Belichick, Landry, and Lambeau have more. All of those guys are champions. Anyone that's even within spitting distance of him in all-time win total is a champion, except for guys who, when we think about them, we think about what? Oh, that they didn't win a championship. When you think of Dan Reeves, you think of, the Falcons team, the resurgence, the Broncos teams, never able to get over the hump. Marty Schottenheimer, former Chiefs coach, longtime coach, the failures in the playoffs. Jeff Fisher, as of late, became known as 8-8 Jeff Fisher, but it was, consistent regular season, but unable to get over the hump. So if he doesn't win on Sunday, then it just further, I feel like all the wins, Brian, almost work against him because it starts being you had all these wins, all these double-digit win seasons, all these playoff appearances. Flip side, if he does win, not only is he a no-doubt Hall of Famer, to me, he becomes, no question about it, totality of his work, the second-best coach of his era. Of 2000 to now, we know Belichick is miles away from everyone else, but he would differentiate himself from Mike Tomlin, from Tom Coughlin, from Sean Payton because of the consistency, the 221 wins, all of it, if he can win 222 on Sunday.
For Andy, he'll never mention this. He'll never even say it. But, of course, the legacy is on the line. That for the ultimate competitors, which coaches and players in the NFL certainly are, winning that Super Bowl, winning that championship is the ultimate measure of respect because when you look at Andy's career, he's brought a team in Philadelphia that was 3-13 prior to him getting there to 5-11 the next year and then to 5 NFC championship games. He's brought a team in Kansas City who was 2-14 before he got there to 11-5 the next year into the playoff burst. And so he's won games, but the question has been for Andy, can you win that special game? Can you win that special moment? And for the ultimate competitor, that's the big question. That's the plaque on the wall that you certainly want to have, the ring on your finger that you certainly want to have. And for Andy, he just has to get it done. He's been very good as a coach. But when you talk about that next level of coach, you have to have the ring to even be in the conversation.
Yeah, he's a Hall of Fame coach. Let's not do this thing where you have to win one game. He's won enough over the last 20 years. You read the stats. You played for him. That's a Hall of Fame coach. You know, when you have other teams stealing your coaches and implementing your exact style and having success, like the Bears did going back to last year, that's a Hall of Fame coach. Now, does he need to win the ring? Sure. Otherwise, you become Marv Levy, right? Yeah. Bills with 4 L's. I mean, we don't even talk about the Bills as an all-time great team. They went to the Super Bowl 4 straight times. They lost 4 straight times, so it does keep you from being discussed among the all-time greats. I believe he's a Hall of Fame coach. End of story. First ballot, whenever he retires, 5 years later, he should be in. But you do need to win that game, and I also think it's the ability to process all of the pressure, all of the narrative, and just coach. Just coach. And, look, I think Pat Mahomes has been great for him because he had a little Schottenheimer in him the past couple years when they had Alex Smith, where they would get a lead and they would get super tight and
21-3 on the Titans and Alex
hole in the
Smith's
diamonds. They get so tight, right? How do we not lose that game? And then Kansas City Chiefs fans are holding their breath. Oh, here we go again, because that's the narrative of Kansas City. So they have to not be coach tight because your team will play tight. But he's a Hall of Fame coach if they win Sunday or not.
That's the thing that people hold against Andy Reid. It's the coaching tight or the late game decisions or the things that get him so close like it did with you, but not quite over the top. Is this the best chance he has with this team and this quarterback to win?
I feel badly saying this 4 feet from Brian Westbrook, but I do believe this is.
Brian Westbrook.
But I do believe this is the best team overall, the best team he's had. I think they have the most high-level talent on the outside combined with clearly the best quarterback he's ever had. Now, this defense is not as good as some of the Philly defenses, but it's not the defense it was last year. But to your point, I believe in sports there are certain guys we assign clutch or big game, and it's not that they were naturally born with it. It's that early in their career they had a success that allowed them to not have to deal with all the noise other people do. Like if Adam Vinatieri misses the field goal in the snow game, and then the next year the Patriots miss the playoffs as they did, then does Tom Brady go into the Super Bowl against the Panthers or against the Eagles with the confidence, the ability, I'm already a champion? If the late, great Kobe Bryant doesn't win a championship so early to where he never has to deal with that noise, does he have the ability to say, I'm always going to take these shots? The reason I bring it up with Andy is I do wonder if they win on Sunday, if we will see the best version of Andy Reid in the years moving forward. If some of the late game anxiety, if some of the tightness we've seen from him, if you have a freeing moment of I'm a champion now, I'm a no doubt Hall of Famer, and some of those issues he's had late in games or with clock management dissipate somewhat, Brian.
Well, I think that was been the knock on Andy throughout his entire career, late game things. But I think also with experience, over time, that will continue to get better, and he still hasn't perfected it yet. However, when you have this special quarterback, Patrick Mahomes in the pocket, making things right, that makes it much easier on the play call. It makes it much easier on Andy Reid. And listen, if he wins this game, then of course he's a Hall of Fame guy. And that probably is a Hall of Fame coach already. But I just think that it takes a lot of pressure off him. It also allows the other coaches in that coaching tree, Eric Bieniemy, other guys, to continue to get opportunities, just like all the other guys, Matt Nagy, Doug Peterson, all the other coaches that have coached underneath Andy Reid.
Yeah, you know, it's fascinating because you have a guy in Andy Reid who's widely criticized for being conservative late in games, and he's going against Kyle Shanahan, who blew a Super Bowl because he wasn't conservative late in games. And look, I do agree with you, the idea, Nick, if you win early, we don't have this kind of overall narrative of he gets tight, he's a choker. But look, you're not going to get a better opportunity than having Pat Mahomes go against a team that, though super talented, is widely unproven, right? Like the Niners are the more, I think, overall, top to bottom, if you're going to line up and pick sides, they're the more talented team. But no one has any idea how Jimmy Garoppolo is going to play in a spotlight that is this white hot.
They've got two guys who've been in the game like this, Richard Sherman and Emmanuel Sanders, and that's it.
Right, and they, you know, frankly, if Richard Sherman may not touch the football, Emmanuel Sanders might touch it 5 to 10 times at most. And it'd be crazy if he touched it 10 times considering how they want to game plan. So I think he's never going to get a better. Didn't have to play a division winner to get here. Didn't have to leave home. Didn't have to play the Patriots. Didn't have to play the Ravens, who were the #1 seed. And now you get a quarterback who's widely, this is his first full season as a starter. You're not going to get a better opportunity than Sunday to win your first Super Bowl.
And I think we can all agree, and Brian, you said it, if he wins, if Andy Reid wins this game, it alleviates all the pressure that has ever been heaped
the Steve Young
him.
monkey off his back.
Before we take a break, we are going viral. Patrick Mahomes is prepping for the biggest game of his life on Sunday, but if football doesn't work out, you can always pursue an NBA career. Nick, I know this will make you happy. Little throwback Thursday video. Oh, Mahomes just balling out.
No, he did not want that. No. Nick wants him to stand outside and shoot threes.
Yeah, man.
No, but that's your sport.
Yeah, listen, but it's my, that need to be Patrick's sport. And I appreciate this fella playing off him defensively. I don't need a turned ankle. I don't need a popped knee. None of this stuff. Leave the hoop into Gottlieb. and some Patrick, I don't need it.
You're such a dad right now.
No, I don't need it. Listen.
You're such a worried dad.
This guy on defense was trying to get the ball. He was trying to make a play right there. He didn't care who that was.
He knew it was going to show up on the gram if he got crossed up. I don't need that.
He got crossed up.
I don't need that, Patrick. Retire that. With the
or do it Monday morning. Monday morning.
In 2044, after you've retired.
We got to take a break before we do that. We do want to tell you about DraftKings, the official daily fantasy partner of Super Bowl 54. You can play for free for your share of over $4 million in prizes. Plus, you could join over 20 millionaires crowned by DraftKings this season if you take home the $1 million top prize.